Ayn Rand was thought to be an expert on Russian life. As the House Un-American Activities Committee and the FBI investigated Hollywood and the film industry, they enlisted experts. Rand was a screenwriter when she arrived in the United States from Russia, where she was born in 1905. She worked for Cecil B. DeMille in 1926 and was considered a film industry insider by the government. She hadn't lived in Russia for years by the time the investigation started, but she was thought to be able to look at film and filmmakers with the scrutiny needed to identify communism and communists. Her book We the Living was published in 1936 and was an expose of sorts on the inadequacies of the communist system. Rand believed communists were sneaking casual bits of propaganda into films. Rand and her associates created a film regime that delved into many post-conflict movies in hopes of rooting out ideological termites in Hollywood. Rand didn't believe filmmakers were trying to make any form of overt propaganda. Instead, she claimed they were feeding the public tiny. Their purpose is to corrupt non-political movies by introducing small, casual bits of propaganda into innocent stories, and to make people absorb the basic principles of collectivism by indirection and implication. Few people would take communism straight, but a constant stream of hints, lines, touches, and suggestions battering the public from the screen will act like drops of water that split a rock if continued long enough. The rock that they are trying to split is Americanism. Ayn Rand testified about communism in Hollywood in 1947. When Ayn Rand appeared before the House Un-American Activities Committee in October 1947, she recounted her background and her time in Russia before answering questions about communist propaganda in Hollywood. She specifically addressed whether or not the film Song of Russia accurately portrayed life there. The 1941 film told the story of a U.S. composer, John Meredith Robert Taylor, visiting Russia and falling in love with a peasant girl, Nadia Susan Peters. It depicted life in rural Russia, which piqued the interest of the HUAC. It also demonstrated the extent to which the Russian people were dedicated to their country and their government. In the midst of WW2, Nadia chose to stay and fight against Germany as they threatened her village, rather than escape to the US with her husband. John vows to stay by Nadia's side, but in the end, they take their Russian devotion to the US. Rand testified that Song of Russia presented a much more positive and free Russia than she remembered. In the film, people were happy, dancing, well-fed, and so well off they owned things like radios. Rand reported none of that was indicative of the Russia she remembered. Rand's overall opinion of the film was that the terrible thing is the carelessness with ideas, not realizing that the mere presentation of that kind of happy existence in a country of slavery and horror is terrible because it is propaganda. You are telling people that it is all right to live in a totalitarian state. A screenwriter and former communist testified on behalf of It's a Wonderful Life. A screenwriter and former communist testified on behalf of It's a Wonderful Life. Frank Capra had more than one film on the FBI left-wing list. The FBI thought It's a Wonderful Life was eerily similar to the Russian film The Letter. The film encouraged class awareness and class conflict. The film encouraged class awareness and class conflict. According to Informants, the film tried to discredit bankers and capitalism. The FBI labeled the film as subversive. The FBI labeled the film as subversive.
Hey guys, thank you so much for the support and likes and comments down below, and also thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to see you in the next video. Then take care. Bye.